I must have here. And I mean, well, thanks, Captain Obvious, but I don't care because this is about must haves. And I love him. I don't care what anyone says. Derrick Henry. And now Derrick Henry's still going to be coming off top 3, top 4 amongst running backs. I mean, in general, top 4 on the board in drafts. Now, what I love about him tonight, I've said this many, many times. I'm going to keep hammering this point home. He was 10th in rushing attempts playing 8 games. Okay, let me put this in perspective. 219 rushing attempts, more than Jacobs, more than Michelle, more than your guy Elijah Mitchell, more than Eckler, more than Melvin Gordon, more than Javonte. He was 10th, and he only played 8 games, whereas most of these other guys played the full season, 13, 14, 15, 16 games. When you look at it from touchdowns, Tim, okay, you're looking at 10 touchdowns, and that put him 6th amongst running backs in 8 games. When you're looking at rushing yards, okay, look at this. In yards, Tim, he was 9th in rushing yards, 937, okay, in 8 games. So when you're looking at Derrick Henry, you're looking at a guy that's just going to get the volume. He's going to run crazy, and that's just the bottom line. But with that, Tim, it's a double-edged sword. You're dealing with a potential injury again, but I think it's a bounce-back season. He's done his injury. He's coming back for his last hurrah, maybe 1 or 2 more years left, a full capability of this guy. I like him. I actually like him with a higher ceiling than Taylor because we know Taylor's going to regress, I think, based on that pinnacle year. So natural regression there, possible injury. I can't predict injuries, but what goes up must come down. Whereas Henry is bouncing back. Taylor might go down. So that's why I'm going to edge Henry in above Taylor for me. I love Henry. What do you think?
I like the guy is a beast. 6'3", 250 pounds. I mean, that is a massive man running at you. Problem is, he's being used up. Not to the point where he might not have another great year, but dude, they run his ass ragged. 378 carries in 1 year. That's a lot of hard hits from the defense, man. That's what scares me.
For you saying he's used, all I got to say is this.
Yeah. Play that song because you don't want to look at the reality of it. The guy has run the ball a lot, taken a lot of hard hits. He was solid for those first 5 years, injured last year. I mean, I hope to God it doesn't happen again this year, but my concern is that he's taken so many hard hits that the body can only handle so much of it, and he might start being injured a little more often or need a little bit of time off. See what they do in the draft. If they grab an RB early, they're going to be resting Henry a little more often. Maybe not a hell of a lot, but a little more.
Good point. I disagree to some. I kind of see your point. Those are very good points, and I'm glad we're having this open debate because if it's just one form of thinking, there's nothing else to think. So I agree, but what I'm thinking is this: like they want to make a run, and I just think Tannehill's kind of at the end of the rope. I think they've got a good enough team. They've made some close runs to the playoffs. I don't know if Tannehill's going to take them to the promised land, but I think they've got enough of a team, offensively, defensively, to make a run. So I think they really want to squeeze out what they can. If they can get Henry out there more for the potential to win and get more, more points, more rushing yards, they want to run there more optimally. That's what I'm trying to say. Then they're going to keep him on the field. They're going to use and abuse him the best they can. But that's something definitely to watch in the draft. Are they going to look at another running back? Are they going to rest him a bit more, especially when they've reached let's say they've reached the playoffs, they're in playoff contention down the stretch. Maybe they rest him more because they want to save him, preserve him. Something to keep an eye on for sure, because he does get run a lot.
Yeah. And see, this is one thing that I've been talking about recently is I don't understand why the running backs don't get paid. You just said it too. Use and abuse him. Basically use him up, let him take all the beating he can until he's no longer of use to them. And then he's gone.
It's sad.
That's horrible. It's a horrible way, but that's why these guys need to get paid, man. They're putting their body through hell to get it done for a few years, and then they're out. Wide receivers, easily 15, 20 years most of the time. Running backs, no. It's very rare for them to reach that kind of timeline.
Yeah, and you see me cut up Juju. I'm not a fan of his dancing, but, guys like him, guys like Odell, they're actually pretty smart, doing diva stuff on social media, because even though they get a lot of hate, they actually are building a side brand, because you never know how quick your career can end.
There's life after football, man. Yeah.
They got to keep that brand, keep the branding, marketing, and just stay relevant, right? So I kind of see what they're doing, but can be a little annoying. All right. Whose turn is it? So I went Henry. I think we're at number 6. Hold on. Recap. Russell, Najee, Javonte, Mitchell, Henry. I think we're at 6.
So I'm going to go back